friends, welcome to this week's garden tour. Good morning, friends. Welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny and welcome to this week's nursery tour greenhouse update. It is a beautiful Saturday morning here at Creekside Nursery, and we just want to take a little bit of time to give you an update on how the greenhouse is coming. Hopefully with that drone shot you were able to see some of the big scale things that the fellas were able to get done this week. It is coming along quite nicely. They have about 2 more days and then hopefully, fingers crossed, they will get it finished. As you can see, the front looks like how it's going to look. The front is complete, as is, I believe the back side is also finished, but of course, this is what we call a double A-frame gutter connected greenhouse. We get all of our greenhouses from Atlas Greenhouses in Georgia. The fellas who are installing it for us are also from Georgia, and they have been great, been working hard. But they work during the week and then go home on the weekends and then come back. So what this is covered in is a 8mm double wall polycarbonate sheeting. I had to think about that because that's a very long mouthful. But basically what it is not glass, it is polycarbonate. Lack of better words is plastic. But it is double wall, so it's almost a little bit, I wouldn't say like a honeycomb, but it's not just a single layer. So there is a little bit of air between the 2 walls, which of course will help with insulation. They got the doors all ready to go. So on both of the openings, we will have the sliding doors just like up at the production greenhouses. So those are in, those are ready to go. They've got the shutters in on both of the gable ends on the front side. They've still got to put the back on. So of course we use the shutters is for circulation. So of course heat rises, so all of this will be controlled by a thermostat. Once it gets too hot and then the greenhouse needs to bring in some fresh air, those shutters will automatically open, the fans will kick on, and it will bring in some fresh air. Once it cools down to the temperature that it is supposed to be, then they shut off. So we will have the 2 shutters on the front, and then when you come in, you can see where the holes are up at the top. That is where they will put the other shutters with, I guess the fans will be on the back side. Yeah, so the fans will be actually there, and it will have like a shutter on it. So that's where they go. Then they've got both of the heaters are hung. They looks like they need to be a little tweaked a little bit because they're a little crooked, but the main thing is that they are up. So these are, I don't know if they're the exact same specs. I think they're probably a little bit bigger than the ones that were in here.
No, same.
No, Jerry says they're the same. So they're the same size of the heaters that are up in the production lot.
No, they're smaller. Each one's smaller. It's 150,000 BTU compared to 250,000.
So each one is 150,000 BTU as compared to the production greenhouse, which is 250. So because there's 2, there we get 300. So there we go. You can see when we come into the greenhouse, this will all be open. So this is going to be one massive room. Even though we have the supports coming down the middle, there's not going to be a wall here. You know, that is the great thing though about gutter connected greenhouses, is if we wanted to put a wall here, we could. So you could shut this off and just be working in this area, so you're not having to heat the whole thing. So gutter connected greenhouses are what you see even in the massive, huge nurseries, obviously bigger than this, but that's the beauty of it, is that you can just add on to them. I mean, you could have 30 all connected to each other, and then you can partition them off and to have smaller sections. So that is the beauty of gutter connected. We here will not be adding to each side because we don't have the room. So this is going to be fantastic for us. Now remember, that on each of the lengths of the sides of the greenhouse, they will have the roll up curtains. So the curtains will go all the way up and down. Again, controlled by temperature. We can set the thermostat to whatever temperature we want, and they will go up and down. They've put in the first set of guards for the curtains. So this is on the inside. It's a little bit different than what is at the production lot. Once they hang the curtain, then there will also be a support system on the back side. That way, when the wind blows, the curtain doesn't, you know, go all the way out or come in. So that's what these are for, just kind of keep those curtains in line. This is what's called the hat base. If you remember the hat base, we've talked about these before. Same deal that's up at the production lot. When the curtain comes down, it simply just rests on that. So that is the purpose of that. Jerry talked with the concrete guys and the greenhouse guys this week. We had a meeting of the minds, and they all came together. I believe the concrete is set to come in around the beginning of December. So they've got exactly, they know how to grade it. They know, the greenhouse guys knew where to set the greenhouse as far as the walls and everything for the concrete pad, so that it will all meet up together and be nice and easy. There is going to be a slope on the greenhouse from front to back, Jerry. Is that right? Front to back, so we will have a slope so that water drains easily. And then coming in here in the back, they got the door installed for the little storage shed, right? The little building. So it is here. So when it opens up, we will be inside the little building that will house the fertigation system, irrigation controls, power, all of that. So that way we're not taking up space inside the greenhouse. Jerry and I were thinking this will be on a concrete pad as well, because it just makes sense, right? It just makes it a lot easier. Basically the building, last time we talked, would come out kind of starting on this end, and will come out to about right here, and then come this way and end somewhere in this area. We're not going to have it flush with the end of the greenhouse, because they've got to put, I don't know what the motor is going to look like, you know, to do the curtain up and down. And anyway, so we're going to bring it in just a little bit so that there's plenty of room right here. So this will house the little building. Our sweet friend and neighbor Matt is going to build it for us, because the man built his own house and did an amazing job. So we said, hey, you want to do this for us? And so he is. So that's fantastic. Matt is also our beekeeper, right? They're his bees. We're just the host family. So anyway, so that is kind of the update on the greenhouse. The next things, of course, the two major things will be the roof panels, and then the curtains that go on. And they were waiting on some bolts, screws for the roof. I think the wrong size got sent, so they were waiting on that. So that will go up, but the roof panels are the exact same thing as the sides. So that will go up, and then, like I said, those are the last two major things, and then I think they'll be done. Right, Jer? Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some little tweaks here and there that they have to do, those little minor adjustments, but we are getting very, very close, very exciting. So then we get the concrete poured, and then we will, of course, do the irrigation, the plumbing, and all the electrical, and then build the little building. So that is the update on the greenhouse. Now let's talk about plants in the nursery. So here we are in the middle of November, and things are winding down a little bit. We are currently running a special for our local folks who are shopping. The pansies, all the fall annuals, it is a buy one, get one free as far as the flat. So if you buy a flat of pansies, you get a flat of pansies for free. So we are wanting to get these guys out of our hands into your hands so that you can get them in the ground, and you will have a beautiful color now all the way through the spring. We've got of course, tons of different pansies, lots of different colors. We've also got like the trailing pansies. These are the cool wave pansies, which are really fun. Heather planted some of these in the water trough, and they are spilling over and just looking fantastic. So we've got those. We've got a couple more of like the kales and cabbages left over here. And then We got perennials, yes. So let's talk about the perennials. Now, perennials are not the buy one, get one free. The buy one, get one free is for the fall annuals only. So let's look at this. So we've got some salvias here. Back to the fuchsia. This is the Color Spires series. We really like that from Proven Winners. It seems to do the best here in North Carolina. So this is back to the fuchsia. We had this spring and super, super popular. A beautiful pink color. If you were looking to bring pollinators to your garden, then these perennial salvias are a great option for you. They are going to be about 2 feet tall with including the flower spikes on it, and they are hardy in zones 3 to 8. So very cold hardy, do really well. There is the fuchsia, and look at that foliage. Look how pretty that is. Just really nice. And then the azure snow, which is a really nice light blue, really nice cool blue. So if you want cool colors, fantastic. They will bloom in late spring into early summer, and then if you will prune them back, deadhead them basically, once they are finished blooming, then you will get another flush of blooms. We still have some great ajuga. This is the black scallop, and then I never can remember the green variegated color. Here we go. Here's a tag. Golden glow. So these are fantastic evergreen perennials, very low, great ground cover. You can use them in the sun or the shade. And then I love my Ascot Rainbow Euphorbia Spurge, another fantastic perennial. It will bloom, but it's not really for the bloom, it's for the foliage. One of my all-time favorite perennials. It's just neat, it's very soft, it has kind of an earthy, musky smell to it. I love it. It gets nice and big and full, and it is gorgeous. Oh, strawberries. So if you were interested in the buried treasure strawberries from Proven Winners, we have got, look at this. Can you get that, Jerry? It looks like a rose bloom, like a little mini rose. So obviously that is the buried treasure pink, and that bloom is just getting ready to open. There's berries on that plant. It's crazy. Then there are, of course, the red. We've got the red is on the other side. The fruit is always still like a traditional strawberry. It's just that your bloom colors are different. So there's the pink, the red, and the white. Right now, we just have the pink and the red. And fantastic perennials. You can put them in big pots. You can put them in the ground. They overwinter and they do fine. I've had some both in pots and in the ground this was going on their 3rd year, and they are amazing and doing really, really well. Let's go talk about some camellias, because we've got a couple of camellias over here blooming that I think you will enjoy. Now, camellias, of course, are beautiful evergreen shrubs, dark green, glossy foliage. They're very iconic with the South. So my folks who are in cooler climates, this is something that you're just gonna have to appreciate. And then once you move south, then you can add them to your garden. But we have got here, this is Shishigashira. Shishigashira is just a classic industry standard, beautiful pink blooming camellia. She's got buds all over. She's not blooming yet. So we've got the Shishigashira. And then up here, what is blooming is Hot Flash, which I'll let you guess what color Hot Flash is. And I'll put it here so Jerry can show you the bloom. I will put all the specs up, because if I tell you the sizes, I'm probably going to get it wrong, but I want to say it's in that 4 to 5 foot tall and wide range. Beautiful deep red blooms on it. These are sasanquas. Now, sasanquas, you can tell, basically in the South we grow 2 kinds, sasanquas and japonicas. Sasanquas will have smaller leaves and they bloom in the fall to Christmas. They are faster growers, but traditionally they stay as a smaller plant. Japonicas, we'll talk about in a minute, but basically japonicas have a big, huge leaf on them, slower growers, but get really big over time, and they bloom from like Christmas into spring. So here is Hot Flash, and then look at this. This is Mino no Yuki. Again, I could be butchering that name, y'all. Life's too short to get worried about that. White Doves, White Swan. It goes by several names. Again, all of these, especially the Shishi and this one, are really industry standards. Again, this is a Sasanqua. We know it because it's blooming now, and it has those little smaller leaves. Put all that info for you about it up there. But a beautiful, gorgeous white bloom. It's fantastic. And then there's one more camellia that I want to show you. We do have the Fairy Trail Bride hydrangeas. Remember that first cascading hydrangea? This is from Proven Winners, a 4x4. It is for those southern climates though. Really excited about that. And then the last camellia that I want to show you, but while we're going that way, hellebore, Lenten roses are available. So all sorts of different colors in here. So if you were looking for Lenten roses, we have them. They are doing fantastic. And then moving on down the line here, this is white by the gate camellia. Now, this is a japonica. We can tell it's a japonica because it has those nice big fat leaves. Even though it is covered in buds, it is not blooming yet. So this will bloom, like I said, Christmas through the spring. Massive, gorgeous, pure white blooms. Absolutely gorgeous, exquisite. It will get to be 10 to 12 feet tall, 6 to 8 feet wide. So if you see camellias like on the sides of houses and they're huge, most likely they're going to be a japonica because japonicas get bigger over time. I do want to share with you just a couple of things though before we go for the day. Don't underestimate your annuals. Here we are in the middle of November, and these are surefire begonias. Now, are they like in their prime and glorious? No. Are they still giving me pretty color in November? They sure are. So because these are under the pines, they're a little bit protected. We have had some pretty chilly nights. You can tell from the hostas that they are starting to turn, but both these begonias are doing really well. And then the double impatience. So this is the Rocapuco pink. Again, it's got buds all over it. Just the other day, it was full bloom. So this is the pink, and then look at this white. The white one is over here, and these really have been very neglected. It's not like we're out here all the time fertilizing them and watering them. But to have this kind of color in your garden in mid-November is just fabulous. So when you're in your garden and you're thinking, what can I do? Don't be afraid, even in late summer, to go ahead and plant these up, pot them up, and they can bring you color massive amounts of time. I know some people think, well, annuals, I have to plant them every year or I have to buy them, but they give you non-stop blooms, especially here in the South, from like April till November. That's the best $5 I've ever spent. I mean, my gosh, you go to Starbucks and you get a coffee for a lot more than that and it only lasts you for 20 minutes. This will last you for months and months and months and gives you lots of color. So just don't forget about those annuals and thinking, even in the fall, they will continue to give us color. So I just wanted to give you an update and show you how those were doing. I think, of course, there's still tons, we could sit here all day, but I just wanted to give you an update on certain things that were going on at the nursery. It is still not too late here in North Carolina to be planting shrubs and perennials. Trees, of course, is a great time to get those in the ground. Start dreaming and planning for next season, because before you know it, it is going to be March and April, and we're going to be hitting a brand new growing season all over again. As always, thank you so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.